Epicor. Today's episode is brought to you by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work, of taking pride in what you build and practicing every detail to get the best results, but no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. Working together makes getting the win easier. And at Epicor, the all-stars are the hardworking manufacturers and distributors who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical to medical devices. From small businesses with big dreams to growing enterprises with global visions, we'll equip you with the right tools to move forward. Think ahead and lead the way, because as the clock ticks down, you need to make the most out of every hardworking minute. Easier doesn't cut corners. Easier finds the lane. Discover your success at easierwithepicor.com. Before we get to the Browns, I just wanted to do 5 minutes very quickly on an appreciation segment for Tom Hamilton, who is officially in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It was Hall of Fame weekend in Cooperstown. He was enshrined alongside the likes of Ichiro, of CC Sabathia, and a few others. Earl, real quick, we'll do this kind of around the horn style, but Tom Hamilton's as good as it gets. We are lucky to have him as the play-by-play voice in Cleveland, and it was a well-deserved, well-earned honor for him this weekend to be put in the Hall of Fame with the best of the best.
Man, when you grow up in Cleveland and you're a diehard sports fan, you understand that this city was blessed to have a big three as far as play-by-play, right? You had Joe Tate, you had the late, great Jim Donovan, and, of course, you got Tom Hamilton. And, you know, when he took over calling games for the Indians in the late 90s, this was still around the time to where the Indians was a really damn good baseball team. And I can remember being in a car with my dad and my brother, just listening to the radio broadcast of the Cleveland Indians and always being able to paint a picture in my head based on his commentary. I think Tom Hamilton is the GOAT. I think he is truly, truly one of the pioneers and staples in this city, and I love when people get the opportunities to get their roses while they're still alive, because more often than not, situations like this, they often occur after somebody passes away. Yeah. And I'm just glad he was able to get this honor while he's still here. So congratulations to you, Tom, and I look forward to hearing you tonight on the broadcast.
Yeah, man, he got one of them. Like, he got a God-given ability. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just like when you watch Jordan or LeBron or Magic and you listen to some of the highlights, his ability to, like Earl said, the ability to paint a picture and to tell a story all while weaving a narrative and just staying on track of what's going on is you know, that type of talent is just rare. Like, he's up there with the greatest to ever do it. And you nice when you are a walking Hall of Famer, right? When you still got time left to go, and
he's still working.
He's still killing the game. And the thing I always like the most about him is just him as a person, as a guy who gets in the industry, and, like, you know, you grow up listening to him. Like Earl said, you grow up in them cars, you grow up, you know, in the hot, in the heat. And with the windows rolled down, listening to the game with your dad. How many people still listen to the radio while they at the game because they still want to hear his call? And for him to be, you meet a person, and for him to be like, he knows your name, he talks to you, he gives you, and he's just a real solid human being, humble, doesn't come off like, because there's a lot of people that can come off as, I'm him, because I'm a walking Hall of Famer. He never gives you that vibe. He always, it seems like he talking directly to you in the room. And yeah, he's just a very, very solid individual, great human, and he's just great. He's the best to do it, man. So I salute him. And like you said, we got lucky when it came to the people that was calling the games, right? When you have Jim Donovan, Joe Tate, and then Tom Hamilton. So congratulations, and we look forward to you getting a million more games and us getting that World Series.
Oh, way back. God. What's crazy about that, and by the way, if you get a chance, it's on YouTube. You can, at some point during the day today, take a look at his greatest calls. It's 30 minutes. They're incredible. Everyone, you'll have goosebumps for 30 minutes, number one.
Before you go.
Yeah.
The Jose Ramirez, Tim Anderson
Well, that
fight,
was my next point. Can you guys think of a Hall of Famer?
No.
Whose most famous call had nothing to do with the sport that they call
at all.
And I Tom would hear me say that and say, Jay, that's my most famous call. Tom, I'm not making that up.
It is.
It's just go ask Guardians and Indians
Down
fans.
goes Anderson.
Down goes Anderson. And it was all, like, there's no way you can prepare for that moment. That's out of left field. And it happened, and a play-by-play man's job is to describe the action of what's going on. If you were listening to that game and not watching it,
Thought it was Max Kellerman.
you knew what was going on because he called it perfectly. And now when you watch it, it's always with the video, and you're like, man,
Can I ask
got
you?
it.
So you've done obviously this format. You've done the debate format. You've done news, and you've also done play-by-play.
I have. In fact, he was my mentor. He brought me in to my first Hall of Fame, or my first play-by-play job.
So as somebody who's done play-by-play, what makes him so good for people that as a layman may not understand why it is good? You just know because you hear it.
Appropriate excitement. What does that mean? When it's the third inning and somebody robs a home run, that's a big deal. But it better not be your top gear, because they might do it in the ninth with 2 outs. Where do you go from there? So there's a scale of, oh my God, I've never seen that before. Down goes Anderson. Okay, and then somewhere below that falls everything else. Like, obviously, the ultimate would be a walk-off home run to win a World Series. Okay, it can't get any bigger. That better be your highest gear.
That's Rajay Davis.
Tom, and go listen to the Rajay Davis call. Now, the interesting thing about the Rajay Davis call was, and I was sitting in a dugout suite on the first baseline, and I got to see the trajectory of the ball, okay, at field level. I didn't know it was gone. I didn't think it was going to be gone. It was a line drive. And when you listen to Tom's call, it was so appropriate, his timing. It happened, boom, boom, line drive, out. But the likelihood of that happening was so rare that he couldn't believe it, just like all 40,000 people in the stadium could not believe it. We didn't believe what we were looking at, neither did he. And his call for that is just so on point. His enthusiasm always matched the moment. And by the way, one thing that I really appreciate about Tom Hamilton, Tom is a paid broadcaster for the Cleveland Guardians. If he sees someone on the other team do something great, a lot of home radio announcers are homers, and they'll be like, well, that's gone. Yeah, all right, 4-2. Not Tom. If it's a big moment in the game, it's a big moment in the game. I also listened to his Hall of Fame speech. It's about 10, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20. I can't remember. It was so good. It went so fast. He hit all the nails in that speech. He talked about all the people that meant stuff to him. And as I was listening to him, I'm like, wow. Looking back on my career, I was 27 maybe, and I'm working in Columbus, Ohio, and at Channel 10. And I find out that I get a nice package of games to call Ohio State Buckeyes basketball games. And the way I was going to do it was I was going to be the voice for the Ohio State markets on most of the games. Some of the games, it was the Creative Sports, which was ESPN+. Tom was going to do the game for the neutral audience, okay? So for all the other markets that would watch it, it would be Tom Hamilton. And first of all, when I learned this, I was just like, oh my God, the great Tom Hamilton. Now, he was fairly early in his career, but I idolized Tom from the first time I heard his voice in 1990. He was tremendous. I would ask him questions about the broadcast, about how to handle certain things. He was the kindest, still is, one of the kindest human beings I've ever met in this business. Countless times he has told me. I realized pretty early on that was not a track that I wanted to follow. I enjoyed interviews. I like even this. I like this. I like interviews. That's what I like doing. For the 2 years that I could do it for the Browns and I did Club 46, that was the highlight of my career. It wasn't ESPN, although I interviewed everybody at ESPN because First Take was an interview show. But I love doing interviews, and I learned that really early on. And I told Tom, I go, I don't really love the play-by-play thing because it just, to me, I always say, could I see myself doing like 162 games? Never. I hated the travel. I don't know how they do it. But Tom helped me with things. He's like, well, here's how you do it. Here's what you hand. And I used him as a resource because he was so giving of his time. A lot of people in this business, you'll find aren't like that.
No.
They don't want to share what they have. They don't want you stepping on their turf. Now, not that I was ever going to be a threat to Tom Hamilton, but he would have been that way with anybody who was asking questions about how do I do this? How do I? And when I realized that, the play-by-play gig really wasn't for me, I like doing it as a myriad of other things, but I like doing the interviews. And he said, focus on doing the interviews and find that job that allows you to focus on doing the interviews. Tom is one of the greatest that we've ever had in this market. He is, if I had to listen to one sporting event, now I'm a baseball guy, and Jim Donovan would have been my voice on football, but if I had to listen to one sporting event the rest of my life, and I was asked who I want to call it, I would say, well, it's got to be a baseball game, it's got to be Tom Hamilton. He is such a deserving honor, and he was so humble giving his speech. The man deserves that award, and congratulations to Tom Hamilton.
That is the highest compliment you can give. We got to pivot back and talk a little